Welcome back to the Ride Laugh Podcast. If you love mountain biking, you are in the right place. Picture your last really fun group ride. You're back at the parking lot. The Stoke is high. Everyone's talking about the ride, tech, trails, jumps, berms, drops. That's what we do here every week on the Ride Laugh Podcast. You love bikes. We love bikes. Let's drop in. Sage, how are you today?
Danny, I am doing well. It is getting humid out here on the East Coast, but we're making it work, brother.
Yeah, man. It's getting hot here in the Southwest in Arizona. It's getting very hot. Not humid though.
Yeah,
and
right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That humidity is the worst.
It really is.
I'm looking at the image of us on the YouTube, and you know, last year I always tried to put a t-shirt on. Most of my mountain bike shirts are t-shirts. I don't have that many mountain bike tank tops, but I live in tank tops.
Oh yeah.
In the desert here in the summer. I just wear a tank top all the time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we did a bunch of those like kind of like impromptu, quick episodes, shorter episodes when you were here. And I was wearing my tank tops, and I was like, I could pull off the tank top. I'll wear the tank top on the podcast. It's much cooler.
Yes.
And now I'm looking at the image of myself on the YouTube, and I'm picking up like Freddie Mercury vibes. I don't know if this is working for me. What do you think? Am I a killer queen? I mean, what's happening here?
Queen. I tell you what, that man command a room. So there's some synchronicities. Yes,
that's right. And he made bib shorts cool before anyone was wearing them. I mean, that's the only guy I ever saw that could pull off bib shorts with no shirt. He looks fantastic.
No chamois cream. Oh boy. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. I don't want to get into a Freddie Mercury chamois cream conversation. That doesn't sound like it's going to go good places. No.
Oh boy.
Younger listeners, if you don't know Queen, awesome.
Yes.
Awesome band, right?
Yes. Oh, come on. They have
Bicycle?
So
many
that
bangers.
song?
Yeah.
Come on. I want to ride my... Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was pre-mountain bike. Otherwise, it would have been mountain bike. They would have been mountain bikers.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we talk about so much mindset here on the Ride Laugh Podcast. And you and I talk about this stuff. We geek out on this stuff all the time, right? You know, and because it's that perspective shift that takes us from fear or no or hesitation and can like just really start to bump us into confidence. And so much of that is visualization. And so much of that is the language that we use, the words that we use. And you and I have often we'll throw in this word yet when one of us says something like, I don't have, my jumping isn't where I want it to be. And you'll be like, yet.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not riding. I'm not super comfortable in the double black tech yet.
Right.
Right. Or, you know, on the personal side, I'm not making as much money as I want yet. Right. The podcast is not as big as we want it to be yet. Right. And so I'm having a conversation with my wife this morning, and I make one of these comments and I say yet. And she turns to me and she said, I think it's enough with the yet. It's a stepping stone. You're ready to move past it. Get rid of the yet and make the statement like it's true. I am a good jumper. Period.
That's it.
I am an excellent rider. Period. And now we're predicting the future, and that is just coming right to us. It kind of blew my mind.
It makes complete sense, actually, if I think about it. You know, I mean, you talked about, you know, this mindset shift working out for, I think you said confidence, but for me, it's not the confidence. It's actually just a fulfilling way to live life in a very positive and happy way. And, you know, the things that I get hung up on, you know, I don't get hung up on many things on mountain biking, but in my personal life, I do get hung up on a lot of things, or at least I used to. And, you know, this mindset shift has helped with just pursuing happiness and wanting to approach every situation with a happy outlook. And I love that, changing the phrase to just get rid of yet to just, this is what it is. Like it's here already. Yeah. I love that.
Yes. I mean, it's harder to do when you're saying things that aren't, that your logical brain is like, but that's not true. You know, I'm not good at jumping yet, or I don't have, you know, 6 figures in my bank account yet. Right. So, but we're speaking it into existence and saying, this is happening. This is happening.
Yeah.
And it's, when you're talking about that state of mind of being happy, it's letting go of the worry, letting go of the anxiety.
Right.
So we're picturing our wish already fulfilled and living from that energy. And the yet is kind of it's not here yet, right? It's kind of, you are kind of speaking it like it's down the road. It's in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, it makes total sense. It really does. And I got to tell you, I'm excited to give it a try, bro. Excited to give it a try.
Me too. I was struggling with a couple things this morning, and then I just took the yet out, and it was like, oh,
yeah,
yeah, this is happening now. This is happening now. That felt good.
Yeah,
that felt good.
It does.
So I know. So Ride Laugh one at Gmail and YouTube comments. If this is working for you, or if you have questions about this, because some things are harder to really believe than others.
Yeah, for sure, man. There's a lot of things that I struggle with. And, this is a learning process. It's a learning process for you. We are not yogis or mindset experts. We are working through this, you and I and the listeners, real time. Like, this is happening real time as we're finding out things, we're picking up things. We're also learning from our listeners. Dan Ackerman, Juggernaut, he has a lot of interesting perspectives. I'm just like, whoa, and it's like, I love that. Yeah. We're all learning together. Yes. Let's figure out what works.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say that we are yogis. We are mindset experts. I think we all can be.
Okay.
We all can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we are good at this. And the more that mountain biking is a perfect playground for mountain bike synchronicities, right? Mountain biking is a perfect playground to prove that anything is possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, maybe you can't vision, $18 million in your bank account. That just seems like, whoa, come on, dude. That just seems like way too much to be able to actually say that's happening. But you can envision getting that black trail that you haven't been able to ride before.
Yeah.
Right. Or riding berms a little bit better, or getting a double black feature, or clearing a tabletop that you haven't done before. Envision that happening like it's already done. Watch it happen, and then start to be, what? Anything is possible. Mountain biking is here for us to teach us anything is possible, because even look where you've been in mountain biking and where you are now. I bet there's a big gap there. Anything is possible.
Yo, man, what is the visual that you are working on right now? What is the visual that's in your head? Like, dude, this is, I can see myself doing this. It's not happening. It's not happened yet, unfortunately. I'm using that word, but it's not happening. But dude, this is what I'm visualizing, Sage. I see this.
Right. And take the yet out. I got this.
Yeah. So what is it?
It doesn't mean next time you go. Oh, for me, I thought you were talking to the listeners.
No, I was asking you.
It's confidence on the double black tech. We have the Old Man Trail here on South Mountain. Jeff and Joe and I rode South Mountain last week, and they were talking about riding that trail a little bit more often. And I haven't done that trail since I fell on it, and I hiked back up and I did that same section.
Yeah,
but it's in my head, and I was like, I've actually been thinking about doing that one also, and we were talking about doing that a little bit more often and just getting a little bit more confident. Some of the stuff that we rode in Sedona, I would love to be able to do that again and feel confident about it.
Yeah.
But it's really high consequence, and it was terrifying me. And after the Arkansas fall, I was not looking to go up to Sedona and ride something that scared me that much.
Yeah.
So riding that again, but feeling confident, just knowing I got it. And then also, I'm reworking my jump technique. So starting to clear jumps with the proper technique and feel good in that and get back to where I was confident wise, but with a better technique. I got a lot. This is a long list. Are you ready? I mean, you want to settle in? You asked me.
I got a follow up, baby. I got a follow up. The follow up is
all right. Listen, hit me.
I know one of your weaknesses is trail memory. When you think about that trail, how do you visualize yourself on that trail? And what are you looking at? Is this like a drone shot that you're in the drone looking at yourself?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So each trail that I'm talking about, I only am thinking about the one section that I struggled with. Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
And And when I think about it, it's kind of like, I think from the perspective of a third person. I don't think it's from my perspective. It's like a perspective of like a drone or someone taking a video.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. What do you think? What's with that? What do you think about that?
What do
you have any insights on that? Why do we think like that? You know what I mean?
I think that's what we're used to seeing on YouTube, you know, or, you know what I mean? Like those are the perspectives that, so naturally that's how we think, you know, it makes total sense to me. Yeah. What you're saying is like, yes, absolutely.
It's interesting that we wouldn't think about it from in fact, I very rarely think about any of the features I'm going to do from how it would look from my eyes. It's almost always what it looks like from someone else's eyes.
Yeah. Wow, that's strange. Yes.
Do you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah. It's multiple camera angles. Yeah. I mean, I see it from many different angles. I see it from, you know, I pretend there's people there, and then I'm in that crowd of people. You know, I have a above drone shot view. You know, I have the POV view. It's from every perspective. But I'm also someone that remembers trails really well. So like, I'm seeing each individual rock and tree, and I'm remembering all of these things and that feeling, you know, and it's just like, I'm going through, it's almost like how downhillers go through a race run in your head. You know, like if you watch these downhill, UCI has these downhill races, and you see them like pre-race, and they just have their earbuds in, and they're just like their eyes are closed, and they're just like moving, and they're just going through the whole trail. I kind of do the same thing a little bit.
They're visualizing, they're manifesting. You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what we're talking about. They've actually done studies where they've taken piano players and they've taught them, they taught a new song on the piano, and then they just had them, other piano players just visualize the song, and they learned it the same. And the same thing happens with athletes. I mean, pro level athletes and pro level mountain bikers, they're doing visualization. Yeah. So when we change our language from yet, right, going to yet is awesome. If you're opening up the possibility, yet is as good as that's great.
Start.
Open up the possibility that things can happen. Yes.
But
we should have started with that. If you take that away, and you can actually get to this is already done.
Yeah.
And now you're visualizing it. And I love that you asked that question of how do I see myself? Because I want to picture myself behind my handlebars. I want to get more shots.
I think just from a logical standpoint, it makes sense to study all of these things from multiple angles, because you just going by one shot, you know, and it doesn't give you the full what's happening, right? How are your legs positioned? How are your arms positioned? You know, are your elbows out? Like all of these minute details, they matter. If you're too vague, with the visual, it's not going to help you in real life. You have to think of all the nuances. Look at, maybe it's a close up of the tire, and it's a gripping that dirt or the rocks or whatever it is. And you can see the dirt fly up from the tire, you know, or maybe it's a slight slide, but then it catches, you know, and you're visualizing all those things so that when you're actually on the trail, you're prepared. Every scenario has been already thought of. Yeah. Like your brain has done all the computing, so you don't have to think about it. You're on autopilot. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow, yeah.
That's a cheat code. Like if you can get to that level of preparedness and trust and visualization, that you're preparing your mind so that when you get to the actual trail, to the actual feature, you're able to access flow that much easier. That's a cheat code. Yeah. Ride Laugh 1 at Gmail, YouTube comments. Who's already doing this? What are some examples? What are some features that you're working up to? And if you're not doing this, does this make sense? And then share your successes with us. We get emails, we get comments, people that are using things that we talk about on the podcast. And man, it is awesome that we're like helping riders. That's what we're doing this for, is the mountain bike community. You know, we love all you guys. Mountain bikers are awesome, and we love you guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Yes, everyone.
Awesome stuff. Okay. Well, we've had 2 episodes since our last long form episode.
Yeah.
It's funny, you know, we had the episode 43, mountain bike skills, better jumping, more flow, and the rise of the dynamic mantis, which is hilarious episode. Awesome. If you haven't listened, go back and listen to it. One guess who the dynamic mantis is if you haven't heard the episode already. I thought it was great that a lot of people were really excited that we had the full length episode again, and they were like, "Look, like the short episodes are great, and thank you for getting those out, but it's like so great to have the full length, like just to have a whole full hour of Ride and Laugh. Like, thank you guys." And then we followed that up with 2 25 to 30 minute episodes.
Yeah, immediately
like,
after. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
More flattery. We need more flattery. But
That's right.
It's awesome that people want more Ride and Laugh. I'm honored and humbled.
Yeah.
One of the great things from that episode is that we were talking about the PreRide, ReRide, FreeRide, and then what is the fourth lap call?
Right. Yes.
Right? And
yes.
Steve at Ben Spokes commented in, and he said the fourth lap is the party lap.
Of course. And
here's my question.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, of course, Steve would come up with that too.
Yes,
he's the man.
Yes, we should celebrate the party lap.
Yes,
and we're like, we've been to bike parks, but we're not bike park people. Steve rides mostly downhill. But when you get that lap with a whole bunch of people, that's what I thought the party lap was. Right? It's kind of like a celebration. Everyone's dialed in, everyone's warmed up, and you're having fun with your buddies.
I think the mistake is you made it singular. It's party laps.
Right.
It's multiple laps because you've done the pre-ride, the re-ride, and the free ride, and now it's just multiple laps of just enjoyment.
Now it's just fun.
That's
it's
it.
Just party laps.
It's party laps. Yes, it's plural. Yes.
Now, what if you're by yourself?
Oh, it's it's okay. It's a very particular party.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I had a party in the desert today and I was the only one invited. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, so I still feel like there could be something else after the, pre-ride, re-ride, free ride.
Yeah. What is that? Yes.
Ride Laugh 1 at Gmail, YouTube comments, someone more clever than us.
Oh boy.
Or maybe it's a party,
Hey, it's a party.
You're having a party.
You're gonna visualize. We're going to visualize that you're riding with a bunch of people. There's people, on the sides. Yeah, for sure. Come on.
Yes. I like that. Yeah. All right. We're visualizing. They're all your exact speed. They're all your exact skill level. They're all, That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yes, I love it. Perfect.
All right. Thanks, Steve. As always, he's a mountain bike savant.
Yes, he is.
Next episode was first dirt bike ride, how Moto can push mountain bike limits, add skill, and increase balance.
Yes.
That's episode 44. Lots of feedback on people who are saying, yes, Moto definitely helps mountain biking.
Yeah.
Our big question was, does it make sense to learn Moto at 50, like Dan is, like I am, to help mountain biking? And it seems like it would. It seems like it would help. But I don't know if the more I read the people's comments about how much the weighting and being centered and how much things did transfer, and of course the weight of the bike and the power of the bike is so much different. But it definitely seems like they're very together, right? They're very synchronistic as far as skills that make sense. I left that training kind of on the fence and leaning no to more dirt bike riding. But the more I read about everyone's comments, I was like, well, maybe I'm still interested in that electric dirt bike as well. What were your thoughts after recording the pod and reading the comments?
I think that my thoughts still stand. I still think that Moto is a great way to supplement, maybe that's not the right word, but like to help your mountain biking. It's another tool that you can use. The problem that I think, because we also had a lot of comments saying the other way, which is like, and you mentioned your age, but it really has nothing to do with age. It's more about if you're a mountain biker, does this help to learn this second? Because most people that we know that are excellent mountain bikers were former Moto riders. So they made the transition the other way. And we're saying, can you do it backwards? Can you be a mountain biker and transition to Moto? And I think the problem is it's a huge investment. It's not only just investment in time, but it's also an investment in learning how to do a whole new thing, you know, and you have to go to a different place and you have to buy different gear. Like there's all of these things that just don't make this an easy transition to make. But I still stand by what I thought, which is if you were able to make that investment, there's no way that this couldn't help. You know, you're working a heavier bike. I mean, you're noticing it now. You have your e-bike. You know, it's a much heavier bike to move. It takes a tremendous amount of force for your body to like get into the turns, to get that bike in the air, to do a move. If you start doing moves, you know, and when you get back on the analog bike, my assumption is it's going to feel a lot easier to do that because the bike is a lot lighter. Now there might be some drawbacks as well, but those are the things that I really wanted you to pick up from Moto, especially the speed part of it, because I know sometimes you struggle with like getting speed through Chunder. You know, the Moto is, man, are they fast? Holy moly.
Yeah, I agree. I just think the learning curve is such that I would rather be spending that time on my mountain bike. And now that I have an e-bike, you know, like it's just like I can be running laps on mountain bike trails on a mountain bike, practicing mountain bike things. I think Moto is really fun, but if you look at it from the context of like, should I do this to get better at mountain biking? No, you should do Moto because Moto is fun. And you should do mountain biking because mountain biking is fun. And if they help each other, then great. But I don't think Moto is like unless you live in a place where, you know, you have access to a dirt bike and there's trails right nearby. You know what I mean? Like it really makes sense. And a lot of our listeners are like, look, there's a strong level of resistance to be able to do Moto in my area where I live, right? Just to be able to get a dirt bike and get someplace where you can go ride dirt bikes. Arizona is a little bit special in that sense. It's the desert. There's a ton of people that ride Moto here. There's Moto tracks, but you can also like get out into wilderness and ride bikes pretty quickly here. That's not the case for a lot of places. It's hard to find a place to ride a dirt bike.
Agreed. This is what I'm saying. There's so many things. It's a tremendous investment to kind of get into it. So yeah, I think there's merit to both sides of this argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. RideLife1@gmail.com, YouTube comments if we missed anything. Always open to more feedback. On that episode, we also talked about not feeling pressure from other riders to do a feature or ride a trail or do something that we're not comfortable with, and not allowing that to affect how we approach our ride. And I was thinking about that, and on the episode I said, no, I can't think of an instance where someone convinced me to do something that I wasn't comfortable with and it didn't go well, you know, and I kind of have to call bullshit on myself. Because while no other person has ever told me to do something. And gotten, you know, like I've never, but like, because mountain bikers are awesome, and that's not the you know, sometimes someone's like, hey, you got this, but no one's ever pressured me to make me feel badly. But I've done that to myself. I've definitely pressured myself.
Oh, sure.
To do things that I'm not comfortable with. And sometimes it's like the camera's out.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I got a chance to get this cool footage. I want the footage. The footage is cool. I want to be able to look at it. I want to be able to share it. But that's not the right reason to, you know, like what kind of things pressure you into doing something where you feel that you're going against your intuition, your instincts, because I really want to get this. I really want to get this feature. I really want to get this shot. I mean, you're a creator. Zan talked about this also. You know, Zan from Sploosh MTB talked about people's expectations because they see his videos. They see the highlights of his riding. He's like, some days I don't have that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think that you can call BS on yourself because that wasn't the topic. That wasn't what the topic was about. You know, if we're talking about the pressures that we put on ourselves, that's a whole different scenario. And yeah, I did struggle with a lot of those.
Okay. Crash it. Forget it. We'll just do it. So it's a different episode. I apologize, everybody.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury is like, what is going on here?
You know, that guy, he ain't no Freddie Mercury. Yeah.
No. But yeah, I struggled with that mightily when I was a younger rider and I didn't have this mindset. I would push myself to do things for all the wrong reasons and put pressure on myself. No one I ever rode with ever made me do anything. It was always myself. And I've changed all of that because I've gotten really good at listening to signs. And I stopped making theories that were really dumb. That was the other thing that would always get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me try this out. And then totally backfires. Yeah.
Where do those theories come from?
Oh, well, again, it's like these visuals. I've always had these visuals. And so like, you know, the patio drop is a great example. You know, I'm looking at that patio drop, which is a drop at Mountain Creek.
The patio drop. Okay, thank you for explaining what it is. Yeah.
It's a drop at Mountain Creek. It's fairly big. I would say it's about 6 foot. Yeah, it's about a 6 foot drop. And the landing for this is so close to the takeoff of the drop that if you hit this drop with any kind of speed, you overshoot the landing. That's the biggest complaint that everyone has. And you get that whole, like, the chin hits the stem of your mountain bike. Like, that's how jarring it is. And so a lot of people, what they do is when they go off that drop, they'll go off of it at an angle so that it kind of shortens the drop. And in my head, I was like, why don't I just go really slow? And I'm visualizing all of this. And I'm like, okay, I can see myself going really slow for this thing. Man, was my execution absolutely horrible. I don't think I had a pedal kick in my toolbox at the time. I just went off the end of this and the front wheel just dropped straight down. Oh boy. But that was when I broke my scaphoid. But to my point is, the theory came from this whole visualization. I was like, okay, I can see myself doing this. It makes a lot of sense. Just go really slow.
Yeah. Yeah. So you stop making those theories and you're just going to take it as it comes. You don't have to decide how you're going to ride something when you're not there.
No. I still have a ton of theories, but I think that the theories now can be backed up with experience. You know, like if I look at that patio drop again, like if I did that over, I would obviously put in a pedal kick. Like, what was I thinking? I rode off of this thing so slowly that my front wheel literally just dropped off of the front. I did a header. It was so bad.
It was a terrible theory. It was a terrible theory. I was behind you on that and jumped over you.
Yes.
Like that's how slow you were going. You just went straight down. I rode it normal. And thank God I went over you. Like we didn't, because if I landed on you, that would have just been like 500 times worse.
It was like in the cartoon.
Yeah.
The Roadrunner comes out and just like free falls down. That's what it would probably look like for you. It's like, yeah. But no, I still have theories, but like, so I didn't have the experience back then or the tools to kind of figure out if the theory would actually work from all different levels. I was just working from visual. You know, now I have these theories, but like I'm working through it more completely. All the details that we talked about with the different shots and I'm looking at the dirt, like all those things now play a bigger part. I have so much more experience to like call back on. So no, I still have theories. Yeah. I'm just smarter about how I execute them.
Well, I really like that. I really like the visualization from behind the handlebars. And now I can like start picturing my chin being a little bit more forward, which is something I've been working on, right? Is being more centered or actually even more forward, more aggressive. So Ride Laugh One's Gmail and YouTube comments. I'm really curious how other people see themselves on the trail. Are people seeing themselves from multiple different angles, or is it like kind of like me, where you were just seeing that third person point of view, and you know, like let's make that shift. But yeah, I'm really curious. So all right, awesome stuff.
Hold on, because I have a follow up. I have a follow up question to your pressure situation. Have you come across an instance where you've made the same mistake twice, or are you really good at learning from your first mistake? So you just said BS. You know, I put pressure on myself and that's when I make a mistake. You know, have you made the same mistake twice?
I don't think I do that anymore. I don't think I do that anymore. I am much better. Yes, I am much better at saying, no, not today. I don't have it. If something doesn't feel right. And if the camera's out, the camera's out. You know, like if this is my only chance, or if we're on the road and this is, you know, the only opportunity, I have learned enough times, and this is one of our bets, right? We like, please, everyone listening, please learn from our crashes so that you don't have to.
You don't have to, right?
We've already done all of the crashing so that you don't have to. I have learned enough times that unless I'm feeling like supremely confident and I know I got it, the chance of then if I don't have that and I crash, there's nothing better than finishing the ride and feeling good, than being back at the parking lot and the Stoke is high and you're talking about that, you know, and you're not talking about the one feature that you didn't ride. you're talking about everything that you did. Yeah. And being able to live in that space of success and confidence and stacking wins, instead of just focusing on the one thing that you didn't do, focus on all the things that you did do. But it's been an evolution of getting there. And for any of our younger listeners, you know, riders and everything like that, like just immense amounts of grace. Like there's unlimited grace. And I like nothing more than driving home and feeling good, or getting something to eat afterwards with your buddies and feeling good, you know, what, solo or group ride, whatever it is, feel good. And part of that is being healthy. Crashing sucks.
How do you discern pressure from motivation? You know, like how do you tell the difference between you're putting pressure on yourself to do something? Because that feeling is very similar to also you're very nervous and excited to do something. Can be very, those feelings can be very similar.
That's the fine line of do I got this, or am I doing it because of blank, right? Because I'm not going to be here again, or because the camera's out, or I want to show, you know, X, Y, and Z riders that, you know, I belong, right? Is there worthiness stuff in here? So I think all those reasons that lead to a less optimal outcome, sometimes it works out, right? Sometimes you pressure yourself and it works out and you did it, you know? But I think that we want to be able to pressure ourselves to do things that we know we can do, that we feel really good about. And it's scary, but we're excited. I got this. I know I got this. I know I can do it. Versus I need to do it for some other reason. And there's just like kind of a little bit of a darkness there when it's not the right reason. There's like a little bit of a selfishness or a worthiness, or, you know, this, I really want this video, right? You know, maybe you've set up a shot, you know, maybe you took the time to set up a shot, right? Or took the drone out, right? And you're like, oh, the drone's on now, so I want to clean this line. And then you come up on it and there's a rock out of place and your mind goes somewhere, you know, and like your instinct is to stop, but you keep going because there's someone following you with a camera, or you got your drone out, or you set up a shot, you know, and there's all these like kind of little nuancy things that we can let override our better judgment.
You know, I think,
but don't.
I think I need to call BS on myself, because I realized I do have one fault that gets me into trouble a lot. And that is I rush back to do something. So if I'm attempting something difficult that is risky, but not too risky, but like I do it incorrectly, and, you know, maybe I get knocked off my bike or knocked off a line, and I'm quickly like, let me get back up to the trailhead. Let me do this right away. Instead of like taking the time to like study what went wrong, sometimes I'm just quick to jump right back up to the top. And then what happens? I fall down again, even worse. You know, that's happened to me a couple times. It's a lesson. You would think I would learn my lesson. And it's one of those things that I really do need to just slow down a little bit, you know, take in some of that information, and maybe it isn't the right time to do it. You know, maybe that was a sign that I shouldn't be doing it. But yeah, I tend to do that. I rush back like, oh, I can do it. That wasn't me. Yeah, I'm better than that.
Right. I got this. I know I can do it. You want to cement it in. You want to prove it to yourself. Like, I mean, I've had falls. I've had really bad falls where I'm like, I want to get up and do that again right away.
Yeah, I've had to hold you back. Yes, I've had to like hold it back.
I know I can do that. I want to do it right away. And then, you know, because a lot of times with these crashes, like the stress and the adrenaline, and you don't really realize how bad you're hurt, or how much like things might be paining you until a few minutes later. And it's just like, oh, no, wait, I shouldn't be doing anything right now. Let me just, but I totally understand that mentality. And there is something about like kind of a nervous system reset, like allowing our nervous system to reset, get into a good place where you're able to like focus again and not have any frustration of, I know I can do this. You know, there's like a franticness about that. Of I know I can do it. You know, I can't leave with this memory in my mind. You know, I have to do it.
Right.
And I'll give yourself grace, allow your nervous system to reset, and wax it the next time, or even if it's 10 minutes later. Right. Or circle back to it, right? Depending on the trail system.
Yeah. Love that, man. Good stuff.
Well, also on that podcast, we got a great comment from Arthur at Try Rebooting.
Yeah.
And he says, good timing as usual, guys. I went to the local bike park for opening day, and almost every single rider, including my friend, was better and faster than me. It was a good reminder to keep the ego in check. So exactly what we're talking about, listener feedback here. He had a great day. He had fun. Keep the ego in check, right? Don't go so fast that you're going to crash and then the day sucks.
Yeah, man, you said it just like 5 minutes ago. There's no better feeling than finishing the ride and no one's hurt, and everyone's celebrating. Know thyself. Just stay within it. That doesn't mean don't push limits. Know thyself doesn't mean don't push limits. Because I think a lot of people make that connection like, oh, well, then I guess I'm not going to be pushing it. No. Knowing thyself also means knowing what you're capable of and what might be capable of, what is in your future of capabilities. How about that? And so try something new. It's in your wheelhouse. Maybe it's something you haven't done yet, but it's in your wheelhouse. Push that limit. Give that a shot. See where it goes. As long as you feel good about it.
What you're saying leads wonderfully into the email we got from Josh at rideandlaugh1@gmail.com. And it goes really well with what you're saying. And Josh wrote, among other things, I'm going to summarize. He said, I have a ton of respect for how open you guys are discussing growth, fear, overcoming obstacles, and having a positive outlook on life. He said he really relates to my journey immensely because he had a really bad crash and he tore a couple ligaments in his wrist and required surgery. He still feels it and it really shook his confidence. He goes on to say, Dan, it's all relative. You downplay your ability as it relates to your peers, but I see you doing things that I only dream of. So, it's all relative. I'm kind of like, oh, these guys I ride with are such high level. And another rider looks at me and was like, I'd love to be able to do that stuff, you're high level. And then, I want your response, but then Josh responded to our responses saying his confidence is really high. He's been stacking a bunch of wins. He's about to go to Sedona and he's really excited to try a couple of these features on some of the double black trails there because he's been stacking wins. So from when he emailed us to now, he's stacking wins, he's getting confidence, and now he's excited to go try features that he's been intimidated by in the past.
Yeah, I think, Josh, by the way, thank you for that email. It was awesome. Email. And I think Aaron Rock also left a similar comment on one of our latest pods about he's just like, Dan, you are a really good rider. Just know that, and I think that we all, he said you, but I think we all can relate to that, where we are just we're so hard on ourselves. And, I mentioned this before, but I watched a reel where they walked people in and asked them what their insecurities were. They what do you see when you're looking at yourself? And they said all these, oh, I have a droopy eye, I had this mole,
right.
And then they brought a whole new set of people and they showed them the picture and they said, what do you see when you see this person? Oh, this person's glowing. This person has a beautiful smile. It's amazing what you think of yourself versus how other people see you. And just take a moment and try and think about that. What does the world see? And, and does that line up? Because I'm going to tell you right now that it probably doesn't. And I know that because I'm really hard on myself. Oh man, I feel ugly today or whatever. Or, oh man, my hair's not sitting right, and someone come on, hey, you look really handsome today. Oh, thank you very much. And it blows my mind because I wasn't thinking like that. All I was thinking about was,
what is this? Tell me if this does anything for you. Okay. Picture yourself on the bike.
Yeah.
Right. So you can be looking at the drone shot or the third person video, right? Of someone taking a video of you on the bike.
Yeah.
Picture yourself on the bike. And now just picture yourself just glowing with light, just good energy, just glowing and just putting positive energy onto the trail, positive energy to other riders, positive energy to the world. So listener, wherever you are, just envision just glowing.
Yeah.
Maybe the light coming in from the sun and you're absorbing it and you're just glowing. That's the energy. That's the way that people see us. That's the way that we walk through the world. Yeah. That's how worthy we are. We're glowing with positive energy.
Oof. Oh, I like that, buddy. I like that visual.
Yeah. And now what's the best that can happen? Now you're infused with Ride and Laugh, dynamic, positive energy. Ooh. Now what's the best that can happen, right? Now picture yourself doing that pro level line or getting that climb for the first time, whatever it is. You infuse yourself with all the light and goodness of the world that you are. You are that.
Yeah.
picture it. And now let's live from there on the bike and in life. What's going to go right for us?
Hey,
everything.
Let's all help each other out too. You know, when we're out with other people, I mean, it's hard when you're by yourself, right? You're using different tools. But when we're out with other people, let's not keep the Stoke to ourselves. You see your buddy come down the trail. Let's get a high five. Let's get a fist. Yo, I love how you cornered this. Yo, I saw what you did here. It was amazing. I don't see enough of that happening. And I'm to fault too. Sometimes I'm so wrapped up in my own, thoughts that I'll finish a trail and I'll forget to fist bump. Let's make a reminder to ourselves to celebrate the fact that we're even here. The fact that it's a Saturday at 4:00 and we're riding bikes, dude. It's a great day. Yeah. If you got nothing nice to say about someone's ride, at the very least you could say that. You know what I mean? Let's celebrate each other. Yeah, I love that, man. Let's get that Stoke up.
Find something nice to say. Absolutely. Like I see people in the trail, you're like, hey, man, I like that helmet. That's a cool tattoo.
Yes.
Oh, which bike is that? That's so cool. You know what I mean? Like that's raising the vibe.
Yes.
And ride with people that do that. I told you I rode with Jeff and Joe. And as I'm like putting the bike on the car, Jeff was behind me a little bit. Usually, in South Mountain, I usually let those guys go because they're so freaking fast. Well, anywhere they're fast, but
yeah.
Jeff ended up behind me on a couple sections, and he was just like, "Hey, you were when I was behind you, you were riding really well. You looked really good today."
Huh. Glowing.
Thanks.
Glowing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You just passed a little sunshine on, and so be that for your friends, be that for strangers, and on the bike and in life. Let's be that for each other.
Yeah.
And I think that attracts more of that, right? You get out what you put in, you know what I mean? So let's put out all the good stuff.
I love it, man. Yeah.
Get all the warm fuzzies. Yeah. All right. Well, if we talk about sunshine and glowing, we talking about the Ride Laugh Costa Rica trip.
Ooh.
What else? Come shine with us in the jungle. Oh, in the winter in the Northeast and the rest of the country. Because the trip is going to be January 11th to the January 18th.
Ooh.
7 nights, 8 days. If anyone needs to come a day earlier or stay a day later, Matt can accommodate. We can get hotels. We can figure that out. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun. We'll put a link to Adventure Mercury and so you can check out the Ride and Laugh trip on his website. Start signing up. From the feedback I'm getting, I'm thinking it's going to fill up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
What did he say? 8 riders or 10 riders max? I mean, it's not a huge.
It's no. If you're interested, get on board sooner than later. And I got to tell you, January, come on, you're still kind of fit from the fall. Do you know what I mean? But you're not able, maybe you're not able to ride depending on where you are in the country. Let's extend our riding season. I mean, come on, January in Costa Rica.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's going to be perfect. Yes. Come on.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to be with us. Obviously, we always have fun. We're going to have the phones out. We're going to have the videos out. I don't think I can fly with the drone, but we will have tons of footage. It's going to be epic, and we'll get podcast content down there and everything. So it's going to be really, really fun. I said it before. I'll say it again. You don't have to be an expert level rider. Everything is shuttled. So you don't need to be super fit. Just be able to just come down and ride. Ride and Laugh 1 at Gmail, YouTube comments if you have any questions. But really, really excited to get this going. And we will talk more again about what we're naming the trip. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about some of my riding recently. I rode at Gold Canyon, and I was really focusing on the bouncing and dynamic. And it felt like for the first time, I wasn't just mechanically bouncing. I started to feel like I was actually using my weight to get more traction, to glue to the trail, and to get lighter where it made sense. And it was unlocking more flow. I know some riders must be rolling their eyes at this because that's mountain biking. But for me, that was a really big deal and a big moment. And it felt really, really good.
First of all, why would you even make that statement that other riders might be rolling their eyes? This is why is that thought even in your head, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
No, let's celebrate the fact that you remembered to bounce. This was something that you actively wanted to remember to do, and you implemented it. And not only did you implement it, but it sounds like you found the benefits of doing that, of just like feeling that weight shift, Whoa.
It upped my confidence, like as I was doing it, I was like, oh my God, like, oh, this is the traction I get. This is the comfort I get. Like being able to like pick lines more confidently because I'm not just like letting the bike go. Like bikes are so good. I've just been riding and I've gotten really good at that, but getting more dynamic. And it's something I've wanted to do for so long. I started speaking it into existence. I am dynamic. I am centered. I am forward. I am aggressive. I am flow. And now it's happening. And it's really fun. It's increasing confidence, and increased confidence leads to more fun.
I love it, man. I almost all of it. I loved it, except for the judgment piece.
Yes.
Yes.
You're right. You're right. Hey. I appreciate you calling me out on that. So on the Costa Rica trip, we're going to be working on everyone's mindset. You come in with all the unconscious limiting beliefs that you have. You notice Sage picks them up right away.
Yeah.
Like you got unconscious limiting belief. He's on it. We don't talk that way. What are you doing? And it's just like, some of these things, all the work I've put into my mindset, and you can still see that some of these like unconscious, limiting, subconscious, unconscious, however you want to say it, these belief systems, and it takes a friend in a conversation or just a meditation or some mindfulness to bring it out. Oh, wait, is that true? Is that thought serving me? It's great.
I mean, I was going to save this for the trip, but you are going to be required to wear a shock collar, and I'll be holding a buzzer every time I hear something.
Just me or everybody?
No, everybody. Just you.
Oh, geez. I'm like, I'm out. Sage is leading a trip to Costa Rica. Danny's going to be in Arizona. I'm not wearing a shock collar. So you're going to have like 8 different remotes. I mean, what are the chances that you're going to be able to buzz the right person?
Yep. Oh, what was that? Oh, my bad.
Sorry, I meant to hit my dropper. I meant to hit the dropper, but I just shocked Johnny. Sorry about that. Holy mackerel. Okay. That will not be happening. No, it will be a high Stoke ride. There will be maybe off the bike. If you want to shock people, it can be off the bike. Okay. If you're into shock therapy and, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
I know a guy. Whatever you're into. All right, Sage. Time for our mountain bike gratitudes of the week.
Yes.
I got a doozy. Oh, you want to do yours first? I don't want to surpass it.
Oh boy. I can go. It doesn't matter to me. You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Sure. Let's go.
My mountain bike gratitude is very simple. It actually goes out to my dad, who got married. My mother passed away, so he got remarried to a beautiful, wonderful person, Toshiko-san. We had an amazing time together. For those of you that don't know, my dad actually helped us get this podcast started. He started his life as a producer. And when I told him that we wanted to do this podcast, he was right on it. He was like, this is the equipment that you need. Here's how you do it. And it was really nice to see him so happy, and in his element. And what a beautiful ceremony it was. So much gratitude for our families. I can't say enough about it, man. I'm just congratulations to my dad.
I love your dad. Your dad is amazing. One of the kindest, sweetest people I've ever met. I've had the privilege of getting to know him as I've stayed at your house several times. What I love about this story, and it's so much, but your dad had this, obviously his wife, mother of his children, passed away. And here, he goes through that whole process and he meets Toshiko and he falls in love, and they're so sweet together, and they have this like beautiful, loving relationship. And at their twilight in their lives, they're like, we love each other, and we're going to get married. We're going to have a celebration of that. It's just so beautiful. It's just so wonderful. And I'm so happy for him. And I think it's such a great example. Live for today, be happy now, fall in love, be happy, celebrate it. If you're in love, give your husband or your wife, or if you're married or your boyfriend, or give them a big hug, spread some of that light, give them that compliment, it's just awesome. There's unlimited love in this world. And Big Paisan, Thompson and Toshiko are wonderful examples of that. And I see light glowing around the both of them. your whole family.
Many themes calling back to what we talked about on podcasts, right? Seizing the moment and celebrating these wins and victories, and it's all right there. We can synchronicities in mountain biking in life, seizing the moment and celebration.
Yes. Feel good. Let's feel good now. Well, I had lost my drone.
Yeah.
I did lose my drone. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
It was like, let's see. That's a fact. It's still gone. Let's see how this works out for me. Because I said, look, everything works out for me.
Yeah.
This is going to work out for me in some way. And perhaps there's still more to work out for me. But I have the good news of saying that I went on to a chat with Amazon. DJI was not super helpful.
Okay.
But I went on to a chat with Amazon and they said, if you don't get help from DJI, let us know. And I went back to them and I said, I have not gotten help from the manufacturer, but I lost this thing and it wasn't hovering. It wasn't beeping. I couldn't find it. And they said, okay, we're going to refund you for the drone.
What?
And I got my money back.
Hey,
I got a new drone.
All right.
And say what you want about Amazon, man, but they did me a solid here. They did it right by me. And so my gratitude of the week is to Amazon, like for refunding and crediting this product. Like, thank you. That is amazing. And I was pretty blown away by the level of customer service there. So thank you, Amazon.
Amazon is quite incredible. I have to admit, I mean, that 2-day shipping and all of this, I got to tell you, most of my experiences with Amazon have also been very good. This is not an Amazon supported or we're not making any kind of money here from Amazon, but props to where props need to go. And, thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Bezos.
Oh, okay. I was like, which Jeff are we thinking? I was just like super stoked. They handled it really well. And they didn't make me jump through hoops, which DJI was making me jump through hoops. And I'm still jumping through hoops that, just because I got into the process. We'll see what happens there. And I love the DJI products. I really do. We use their camera, we use their mic, we use their drone. Like they're awesome products. So I'm a big fan, and the drone's great. That's why I wanted another one.
Mountain bike tip, my friend, and I'm going to actually need your help with this one because it's actually a Dan tip that I'm going to start you off on because you have no idea this is coming.
These usually go down in flames. Okay.
No, you're going to nail this. You're going to knock it out the park. The mountain bike tip is something that I saw you using on the trail, and I was blown away. It was so ingenious. People that have a hydration pack with a hose will be able to utilize this tip, and that is you have a new hip pack that has a hydration hose, and what would happen typically is when you ride, this hose like comes off the magnet and it gets stuck into your bike, or it's like running alongside with all the dust getting up on it. And I saw that you had this retractable string, this retractable, I don't even know what you call it, but it basically, when you're done with the hose, it would retract back onto your belt. I just love this. Danny, tell me about this thing.
Yeah, that is a really good tip. And I learned it from Chris Huffmeyer. And he told me when he showed it to me, he was like, I got this from work. It was for the lanyard that you would have like a security tag or an ID where you would attach it to your shirt. Yeah. And then you could like push it, like the string would push forward and you could like scan a card in to get into a building and then it would retract back.
Right.
And he was using it for his hose. So I just went on Amazon and bought one of these lanyard. It's like I got a clip on one end and it's the lanyard on the other end. I used one of my girls' hair ties to secure the tube to the lanyard. And now anytime that it falls off the magnet, it just stays put. Right. I've been on rides with people where if the hydration hose on the hip pack especially falls off the magnet, it could go into your back wheel. It's just like very disconcerting. Yeah. So this is a $7 or $8 investment, and then you can drink while you're riding and just drop it, and it'll retract right back to your hip.
Genius. Yeah. I mean, do we have to hire Chris? This is 2 tips in a row that he's had a profound effect on. I mean, these were his tips. We might have to call him in. The Huffmeyer tip segment.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to, you know what, Chris, you're going to be entitled to our earnings up until this point. so far. 2 years of podcasting.
Oh,
we're going to give you a percentage of our earnings.
Cheers.
You actually owe us quite a bit of money, my friend.
Yeah, actually,
the amount of investment we have in this podcast. One more tip, and Chris is going to have to take out a second mortgage. I actually have another tip from Chris that I will use another time. But I was on a ride with him, and he showed me another. Yeah, the guy's just a wealth of mountain bike knowledge.
He really is. He really is, man. Thank you, Chris. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, if you're still listening, you definitely love mountain biking, and we appreciate you. Please rate and subscribe. Please auto download on your podcast players. Please tell your friends. We're accepting super thanks. Sign up for the trip. Come ride with us in Costa Rica.
Yes.
And just everyone just appreciate everyone so much. Have a fantastic week and a great week of riding. Ride Laugh.
I'll see everyone.